An Australian team has won a gold medal at the prestigious Chelsea Flower Show in London.
The Australian garden, created by Melbourne's Royal Botanic Garden, pays tribute to the variety of native plants that flourish from the outback all the way to the east coast. Our Europe correspondent Philip Williams spoke to the winning Australian garden designer Jim Fogarty.
Well, this is just one of two major Australian gardens here at the Chelsea Flower Show. And with me to explain what it's all about, Jim Fogarty, the designer. Tell me what it's all about and what are the features of this particular garden?
Well, this is a garden by the Royal Botanic Gardens, Melbourne. It's promoting the new Australian garden southeast of Melbourne, the Botanic Garden. Stage 2 works finish next year, so it's quite exciting to be here for them. Our garden is 100% native plants. We've put a lot of focus on the plants here. And it's the story of the journey of water. So the front of the garden's got the outback arid areas and the salt pan sculptures and the water hole. Water bubbles up from the Artesian Basin, goes through the blue boomerang water feature to the coastal areas. So we've got coastal plantings, got the modern shade pavilion up here with the temperate plantings and the gorge area behind us where water cascades down back under the ground, which continues the cycle of the journey of water.
Well, Jim, we're now in the front half of the garden here. We've got a barbecue set up here. Tell me the significance of this particular instalment here.
Well, it's an outdoor fireplace, which obviously with our weather, environment, very popular in Australian gardens, especially places like Alice Springs, where days are warm but nights are still quite cold. But we've managed to bring over some reclaimed burnt wood from the Black Saturday fires, just to bring in some of the stories of Australia and how we deal with drought and flooding rains. You know, that is part of Australia's culture.
Now, if we walk down here, very much Australian plants and flora here that we recognise, the bottle brushes, etc. How difficult was it to keep these plants alive in perfect condition and transplanted right here into what's, you know, it's not exactly warm, is it?
No, it's not. And you've got to remember, we can't ship plants out of Australia. So all these plants have been sourced in Sicily and Spain, Portugal, Holland. We've sent seed over from Australia and grown a lot of bedding plants and wildflowers. We've got 2 rare and threatened species that the Royal Botanic Gardens of Melbourne sent over to the Millennium Seed Bank. So we've got plants here that are, you know, you could say are priceless, plants I've never seen before myself. So it's very exciting to have them on display at the Chelsea Flower Show.
Now, also on the ground here, there are stories literally at your feet. What's the significance of this here?
The salt pan sculpture is a reinterpretation of the ephemeral lake sculpture in the Cranbourne Botanic Gardens back in Melbourne. It's been redesigned for the Chelsea Flower Show. The whole garden is to promote the Australian garden in Cranbourne, which is an hour southeast of Melbourne. And it's a great chance for the Royal Botanic Gardens of Melbourne to display that to a global audience.
Now, there's nothing like the Chelsea Flower Show anywhere else in the world. How do you relate it back to Australians that may have never seen this and never really sort of get a sense of the size and the importance of this flower show here in England?
I mean, this is the most prestigious show in the world, but beyond that, it's also one of the big social events in the London, calendar.